Hello everybody, it is Steve, your friendly neighborhood lawn gnome. Welcome back to another video over here on That's Comical, and if you happen to be watching on a Wednesday, happy new comic book day. Well, of course, I hope you all had a wonderful new year, and it is time to start off 2023 with the first film review of the year. I finally got around to seeing this one that came out in the fall of 2022, one of the most talked about and probably one of the most controversial films in the DCEU, and the newest addition to the DCEU library. But the question really is, based on everything that's going on over at Warner Brothers Discovery now, is this film even worthy enough of a review or even essential? And that, of course, is Black Adam, starring the one and the only Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and a supporting cast including Aldous Hodge, Pierce Brosnan, Noah Centineo, and Quintessa Swindell. So, Black Adam, you know, this is a movie that's been talked about for quite a while, and this was a movie that Dwayne Johnson really wanted to make and really become a staple in the DCEU and launch the next series of DCEU films, even with a specific post-credit scene that apparently he fought tooth and nail for, and at this point in time ended up being all for naught. So, Black Adam was a very interesting character to want to bring to the big screen and make a movie about, but the truth of the matter is, he has been a big, pivotal piece of the DC Universe in the last couple of years. He ended up being on the Justice League when it was being written by Brian Michael Bendis. He had a big role to play, I guess, in Joshua Williamson's recent Crisis story from DC, Dark Crisis, which now is officially rebranding and rebooting the DC Universe, and it's calling it the dawn of the DCU, but also Black Adam has a solo series that is written by a well-known comic book artist right now named Christopher Priest, but the story and the book itself is not something that people are really saying good things about. If you really want to see a more recent take on Black Adam, you have to go a few decades back into the late 90s, early 2000s, and read Jeff Johns' JSA run. That was one of the best representations of Black Adam that we ever saw in comics, and as a matter of fact, it was that few series of storylines in the JSA books that Black Adam's film is pretty much based around, about him being the protector of this little city in the Middle East. So, in this story, we get the history of Black Adam, we get Black Adam being woken up after many, many centuries, and he is clearly not a superhero. He is a killer, he will stop whatever is in his track, and he will do whatever it takes to get his mission completed. And so because of the fact that he seems to be wreaking havoc, Amanda Waller, once again played by Viola Davis, one of the best decisions that was ever made in Warner Brothers, calls upon a superhero team to stop him. But it's not the Justice League. It's the Justice Society. And that, for me, personally, was one of the main reasons why I was very excited about this film. And also especially because of the fact that we were getting characters like Hawkman and Atom Smasher, but also, for me, the fact that Pierce Brosnan was tapped to play Dr. Fate. That was, without a doubt, the selling point for me. I was a little bit weirded out over the fact that there were only 4 members of the Justice Society, and that we didn't have other characters like Alan Scott's Green Lantern, or Power Girl, or Stargirl, or Stripe, or even Jay Garrick, the original Flash. And the movie, I finally got a chance to see it. Some people were saying it was great, some people saying it was so-so, and some people saying that it was really, really bad. Me personally, I felt very underwhelmed. I was not impressed by this movie. I was quite upset with how some things turned out. I was really surprised with Dwayne Johnson's performance, because this was not Dwayne Johnson to me. He was very lifeless in regards to his performance. Now, granted, I know what Black Adam is like in the comics, and I think he really tried to tap into those specific characteristics, But there is personality to Black Adam, and I didn't really get much from Dwayne Johnson's performance. I mean, there were a couple of very clever jokes thrown out there, and definitely with good timing, but it was just not the performance that I wanted. The saving grace of this film really was Aldous Hodge and Pierce Brosnan. I loved them as Hawkman and Dr. Fate. They really, whatever they could embody, they embodied, because that was another big problem that I had with this film. The Justice Society coming onto the big screen for the first time, that's a very big milestone for DC films, and again, we didn't get as much character development that I thought we would have. We didn't really get such great screen time for these characters. When they were on screen, they stole the moments. I definitely won't deny that, especially Aldous Hodge as Hawkman. I really appreciated his screen time, and I also appreciated Dr. Fate's major role in the story, but at the end of this film, I didn't feel satisfied. I didn't really think that the action sequences were great either. They were definitely very cheap looking, reminded me a lot of the first Black Panther film in regards to the third act, the final showdown between Killmonger and T'Challa. And when I finished this film, I was like, wow, that was not what I expected, and not in the right ways. Though I will say I'm still going to buy this movie and watch it again, because when it comes to the comic book films, you have to pretty much have them all. I mean, I own a copy of Thor: Love and Thunder, regrettingly, unfortunately, but it's part of the MCU, and Black Adam is part of the DCEU, so until this whole universe reboots itself thanks to James Gunn, who has now taken over at Warner Brothers Discovery, I'm going to continue getting excited as much as I possibly can for the remaining current DCU films, because we still have The Flash, we still have Aquaman 2, and we still have Shazam, Fury of the Gods. I'm going to watch them all, and hopefully I'll enjoy them. But Black Adam, I wish I'd enjoyed it more. It has some good parts, but there's very few of them. But if you are a fan of these films and you just want to see Dwayne Johnson as an anti-hero, go for it. You may actually like this movie more than I did. But I'm giving Black Adam 2 stars out of 4. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. Please leave your comments in the box below, and let's discuss Black Adam, and I will see you in the next one.